Hey, it's Jeff Ondash, and welcome to Business as Usual. And I am at the most talented building in all of Youngstown, Ohio. It's on Mahoning Avenue. It's the home of the Easy Street people, the finest, most talented people in the world. Ton Hancock and the beautiful songstress, the most talented woman to ever grace our path in the Mahoning Valley, Miss Maureen Collins. How are you?
Thank you so much, Jeff. That was quite an intro.
No, thank you. Thank you for all the smiles and happiness that through all the years that you have brought to us in the Mahoning Valley, from all the shows, the plays, the productions. You've just been wonderful, and thank God you and Todd are the treasure of the Mahoning Valley when it comes to the theater, and we thank you.
We're very fortunate because we get to do something we love for a living, and not a lot of people get to do that. So believe me, we feel blessed as it is to be here doing what we love for the last 30-some years. I can't even count how high.
Well, you have perfected your craft.
Thank you.
And every year at this time, the last couple of years were a little different. But every year at this time, and we're back to normal, folks, it's Miracle on Easy Street, the way it should be, the way it was designed to be. It's all back and everything's happening, and you're in rehearsals right now. It's getting ready to go. So tell us all about, let's take a step backwards first. How did it ever come to be? What was the defining moment when you decided, hey, let's do this as a Christmas special?
Well, back in the days when we were at the Uptown, we're talking, what was that, the 80s? We were at the Uptown. We did a little show called Pump Boys and Dinettes for many, many years. And during that time, we always thought during the Christmas, let's take a little break and do something with the Christmas spirit starring the Pump Boys and Dinettes. And that's when we did our Yule Time at the Uptown. Then Yule Time at the Uptown moved into the bigger venue at Stambaugh Auditorium. It became Yule Time Celebration. And then that place was too small to hold us. And we moved over to the Dior Performing Arts, better known as Powers Auditorium to me, and that's where we started doing the show, and it has become the home of Miracle on Easy Street. And for the last 2 years, we were all sitting in front of our TV sets watching our two TV specials, Miracle, Hometown Christmas, that we're so proud of. Todd, his genius at putting together something, it's just as hard as doing a live show. I couldn't believe all the work that went into it. And then Megan Cleland, we were fortunate enough that our choreographer is able to take pictures and edit, film, and the two of them put together these 2 little hour performances that really helped us so much and boost our people just still knew we were around, thanks to those people at WFMJ who gave us the opportunity to do the show. But we are delighted that this year we are back on stage live at the Dior, the most beautiful theater in Youngstown. And it's a little different, as I told you. So many of the things have changed in that a lot of our rascals grew older, and a lot of our dancers grew older. So for Megan and myself, it's been a real rebuilding year. And we're fortunate that all of our singers, Jimmy McClellan, Colleen Chance, Candace Campana, Natalie Koufax, Courtney, who have been doing the show, Courtney McKay, are coming back, leaving colleges, getting home just in time this coming weekend, and they're all coming back to the show to provide that real expertise of performers. So we're blessed in that way. My niece, Katie Collins, that many people will remember, was the very first Little Rascal. She is 33 now, so she was 3 when she was on our stage. So that's 30 years ago. She did many miracles. She was Annie for us. She was in High School Musical, Gabriella. She's coming home from Nashville to join me on stage. I'm so thrilled about that. Our new rascals are through the roof because they don't know what to expect. Some of these kids have never even been in Powers. So this week when we take them there, I know there's going to be a lot of eyes like this. And that's, for me, that's what the holidays are about. It's about those young people, So the little bit of changes that we bring to the show this year, I think people are really going to appreciate it. Someone had told Todd, change is good. And we have learned that through the last 2 years that we can get through. We have survived by doing our workshops and doing some online things that I never dreamt we could do. But we have been able to survive, and now we're coming back, and we're just hoping that people are in the mood next weekend to come back and see the Miracle on Easy Street, bigger than better.
I think everybody's in the mood, especially because we get to see it live again, where we had to watch. I don't mean this in the wrong way. We watched it on TV for 2 years, but now there's There's such a difference between live and seeing it on the box. It just means so much more because there's so much more spontaneity when you're on stage, and the performances are just so much. There's just
the passion comes through so much more, and that's why all of us love doing live theater. It's harder to do television when you do things over and over again, but it's so exciting to have that moment right with the audience where they get it, you get it, and that applause comes. There's nothing like it.
And this is 34 years?
Yes.
34 years. Wow. 34 years of Miracle on Easy Street. All right, so we are back at Powers again, and you've got the Little Rascals in there. You've got all the former members coming back, so this thing's going to be off the charts. Now, one of the things we talked about before going on camera, you said you can't believe how quickly tickets are selling for this.
So the tickets are going well. We always hope, we're only doing 3 public performances this year. We usually did 4, but we are doing 1 matinee on Sunday, and of course that's the show that's really going biggest on December 18th at 2:30. But on the Friday night, December 16th, and Saturday the 17th of December, the audiences are picking up. I mean, I'm really thrilled. We've been watching the ticket sales each day, and this is a last-minute town. So if that's the case, I think we might sell out.
So, and that's where I was going with this. If you would like to see this, which you should see this, because it is a holiday tradition in the Mahoning Valley now for families. If you've seen it 10 years ago or 3 years ago when they had it last, it's always different. It's always wonderful. It's something that you want to share with your entire family. Call your friends and just get down there and see it, but do it quick. So how do we go about getting tickets
Well,
here?
you can call the Dior box office at 330-744-0264, or you can go online. Many people enjoy doing that. DiorPack.org. Yeah, DiorPack.org. And you can order tickets online there too. Both work, both processes are great. They've been very kind to people on the phone. Be patient. A lot of things are going on there. So just dial that phone up, 744-0264, and someone will help you.
Yes, but don't delay, because as we're only about a week and a half away from the performances, so you want to get these out and get these calls made as quickly as possible so you don't get shut out, because this will not be on TV this year. You're not going to have an opportunity to see it unless you go to Dior. So get those tickets bought now so that you can reserve your seat on the most wonderful performance of the year, right?
That's what it's going to be.
Any new surprises this year?
Oh, there's some beautiful new numbers that we're adding to the show. A group of our kids outgrew the Miracle during the pandemic. Like usually they do the show as Rascals till they're in 8th grade, and a lot of these kids start at 3 years old. So it's all exciting, and then their 8th grade year, we're all crying because they're done. Well, we decided there was a group of them that are so helpful to me through my workshops, they're my helpers, that we decided to bring them back and call them our alumni and give them an opportunity to do the Miracle. It makes me cry. To do the Miracle one last time. And that group of 10 kids is just, they're doing amazing stuff for me and just being so helpful. And one of our new songs is just going to have people in tears. It's so amazing, and there's a lot of little changes, subtle changes that I think people are going to really love. Thanks.
I see the glow in your face.
Oh, the tears in my eyes and the glow in my face, yes.
It's wonderful when you talk to somebody and they're talking about what they do and you could see that passion just emitting from them.
Well, it was a rough 2 years because I couldn't do what I love. And I was able to work with kids through video, which was harder than being with 50 of them, just trying to keep their attention through that screen. So believe me, I know how lucky and how blessed we are to get back to people. I am one of those people. I couldn't take not having people around. So this is a good time for me.
Just very quickly and very briefly, some of the names from the past that have graced the stage there that might not be there this year, but some of the ones that you were with and developed through the years, I'm sure that the memories with them are just in your heart.
For Easy Street, I guess we can never, ever forget Jeff Sanders. I mean, every note of music that's played, we all just think about him constantly. We lost him a few years ago. And then David Gendry. one of our dearest friends who graced our stage during Miracle, the very beginnings of Miracle. We will always miss him. And in the audience this year, it's going to be different because a lot of people we've lost, and family members and friends that, we're doing that show for all of them. We're sending out all our love, and we know that they're going to be with us in spirit. Many of our rascals, it's so weird, who were dancers and went on to do Broadway and things like that, their children are mini rascals this year. So in my Sunday performance, I have got 6 Easy Street dancers from the past who have minis in the show. So I plan to embarrass them. Now they know, so they'll dress up. But Jeff, this Miracle is gonna be with me forever. It's probably the best time of year. It really saved Christmas for me because I'm not a real Christmas person. I don't like winter and all that stuff. But this show, I love this show.
Well, okay, but you also love little kids. We know that. The Rascals are your first passion. And not only do you put on performances throughout the year, and hopefully Easy Street is now, we've got all this bad stuff behind us, and the performances are going to come back, and the plays are going to come back, because Easy Street always does. You and Todd have done such a phenomenal job with all of them. I'm looking at all the posters up here, Annie and Charlie Brown and Beauty and the Beast, and it just goes on and on. But you and the little kids, the little rascals, you help them with your workshops. And let's talk a little bit about that real quick. How could somebody out there who's a parent and has a 3-year-old to 11, 12?
Yeah, well, we go up through teens, because then the teens end up helping and they love it so much. But a lot of times I've heard from parents, and nothing gets me better in the heart than a parent that's saying, "You brought my kid to life." Because doing the arts and singing and music and dancing and just socializing with kids who are like you, because there's a special type of kid that likes to sit around and sing and dance. That's a special kid. And when they all get together, wow, explosion of fun. And that's what my workshops are. And I've been doing them now for over 25 years, and many of our rascals have gone on to give me their rascals, and some of them are grandparents now. It's so bizarre, and I just love it. The next one I'm doing is my favorite ever, which is All You Need Is Love, the Beatles, and we need that. So in February, there's a 6-week workshop. We do them right here in our studio, and then we do our final performance on the stage at the Ford, which the kids, they love. And the little stage is nice because they get used to, there's 600 seats here. So we go there to do our final performance. It's all the Beatles music. We actually work with some kids that teach the kids how to sign, and the kids are all learning sign language too, because that's an art that is kind of missing, because so many people who did it are passed on and nobody's taken over. Well, these 2 young girls come in and teach the kids sign. So I've got to pick the perfect song for the Beatles for all these kids to be learning sign. But it's just 6 weeks of fun, February 11th to March 18th. And you can just go to Easy Street Productions, Y-Town, at Gmail. It's a long one. I apologize. But it'll be on the back of the program, so you got to come to the show to take it home and get your child, your grandchild, your own kiddo involved.
Is there a limit to the amount of kids you could have in a class?
I've never had to limit it. We just add another class if there's enough. I usually do age groups. Nobody gets left out. You're all welcome.
And how important, I know the answer to this. I don't know if, and I'm sure you do, but I'm going to let Maureen explain it. How important are the arts with music and instruments and dancing and singing for kids?
I think
compare it to sports, because we always hear, the parents wanted kids to play sports and they're involved in 2 and 3 sports. But conversely, on the arts side of it, how important is this?
I just feel that it's so much easier to bring out the artsy side of a child than bringing out that sports end. And all of my kids that work with me, they play soccer, they do it all. These kids do it all. But I really feel like since the schools kind of let us down when it comes to the arts and theater and speech and all the things that I did when I was going through school, I feel like people need to find an outlet for your kid to express themselves that way. It really, I think, is so much more important than kicking a ball, is just bringing them out of their shell and letting them be around other kids who enjoy music. We all know what music does for us. And if it doesn't, I don't know how you live without music, but
doesn't it also take a child who might be introverted, backward, shy, but really aren't, but don't know how to get through that, and the arts kind of brings all of that out.
Absolutely. And I know you can say that about anything, that when you find that right thing for your kid, but the chances of you finding it in a workshop where kids are all singing and dancing, I think is far greater than them joining a team of any sort.
And if you want to get a precursor to what happens to those kids, stop down at Miracle on Easy Street, watch the Little Rascals up on stage, see the smiles on their faces, see how much fun they're having, and then sit back and go, I really need to do this for one of my children or my grandchildren or my niece or nephew or whatever. So again, Miracle on Easy Street, how do we get tickets?
December 16th and 17th at 7:30, December 18th a 2:30 matinee. It's at the Dior Performing Arts Center in beautiful downtown Youngstown. You call 330-744-0264, or you can go to their website, diorpack.org, and order your own tickets. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all on stage.
The Little Rascals.
And the Little Rascals, as I said, you can go to our email, which is easystreetproductionsytown@gmail, and just put interested in the workshops. We'll get our website up to, it's not quite ready yet for the new year, but we're working on it. And on the back of the program, Take It Home, there will be a nice big ad. All You Need Is Love, the next workshop coming up in February.
All righty, that's going to do it for this edition of Business as Usual. Please get out and see the most wonderful time of year at downtown Youngstown. Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes. Go see Miracle on Easy Street. Now this wonderful, beautiful lady is going to lead us in Ave Maria, right? Just kidding, just kidding. You don't have to do that. All right, that's going to do it. Merry Christmas to all of you out there. I hope your holiday is joyous and happy, and you have the most wonderful one ever. But please go out and see Miracle on Easy Street for 2 reasons. It will make you so happy, and it will help out the arts and perpetuate them here in the Mahoning Valley. So please go out and enjoy one of the greatest productions you will ever see in your life. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Maureen, thanks so much, sweetheart. Take care. We'll see you again real soon on another edition of Business as Usual.